The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
You're about to hear us get recruited. That's right. The Jump Street program is kicking off in Perth. And they're looking for the youngest people to go into high schools as police officers. And we've been selected.
Specially selected. And we went straight to the top for that selection.
We did.
Be Police Commissioner Cole Blanch. And we're also joined by First Class Constable Damien Keeley. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thanks,
Hello,
guys.
Damien. Damien, this is the first time you're meeting the Commissioner.
That is correct. It's the first time.
Yeah.
Definitely feeling the nerves.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
a first date, isn't it? You are super nervous about that, aren't you, Damien?
Nervous than I was last week here.
Yeah, when you came in.
Yeah.
Well, we invited Damien back in because we saw his guns there on show,
Yes.
Commissioner, and we thought, mate, this is frontline police officing. This is frontline police work at its best.
Is this a specimen of police?
Oh, my God,
have
it
a look
is.
at
It's
it.
a fine specimen,
my
isn't
thing
he?
about it, and people would have, but we'll show his arms today to objectify him. But is there a special squadron in the police force for gladiator type officers? Because really, if they rock up to a situation and you see the Avengers,
It's going to be resolved quickly.
Like, 'cause I know police officers can come in all shape and sizes. It's
Yes.
an amazing thing about the police force. But like, are we thinking maybe we can get?
Well, I think that's the best thing about policing. You get to choose your own adventure. And certainly there's plenty of spots for people with massive arms like Damien.
Have you thought about, getting a uniform specially for Damien with more elastic in the sleeves?
Nat,
because
listen, just so you know,
it's about to rip off.
people like Damien choose tight shirts. They want to look massive.
Oh, so there are bigger sleeves.
I know that.
Isn't it appropriate when Damien rocks up for to solve a crime when he flexes his muscles and then his shirt and pants just rip off like he's a stripper?
Well, look, it's a crime prevention strategy. A lot of people look at Damien and go, I'm not going there. That's not what I'm going to argue with.
For sure. Now, Commissioner, there's a lot of different areas in the police force that I don't know if a lot of people know about, but I know a couple of my mates have just gone through all kinds of different areas because and you do apply for different positions as well. So there's jobs within
And
the
you can
force.
move around, yeah?
Yeah, and what I do, I talk to the recruits. So every recruit we get. I mean, obviously today I'm going to talk about the Career Expo. That's on Saturday at 10 a.m. But what police get to do is, again, choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
So I always say to them, you've got about 5 years at the start of your career to try everything.
Yep.
Give everything a crack. But certainly frontline policing is where it's at. You've got to learn those communication skills. You've got to talk to the public.
Yeah.
You've got to have fun with people that you're dealing with. But then start looking at specialist places, whether it's dogs, horses, helicopters, diving, gang crime, detectives. You can do anything and everything.
What
but
about
do a bit of everything?
Undercover?
Undercover surveillance. You can follow people around
You can.
wearing shorts and thongs. Your entire, for
Nathan,
good 4 years.
I don't think you can go undercover.
Hey,
Nathan.
undercover, right? Undercover, does undercover happen in Perth?
Yes,
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I didn't think, because Perth seems so small, I feel like someone would
Everybody
know someone.
knows one another.
Well, that's right. Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll tell you
go,
one.
Cole.
Yeah.
We send police officers, WA police officers, overseas undercover. So we've sent an undercover officer to Kenya, as an example, to work
That would
with
have stuck out, wouldn't it?
Believe it or not, when Australians turn up to major drug communications in another country, they don't think they're the police. They always think the Americans are the cops. And they go, well, an Aussie's here, particularly a West
They're
Aussie.
just here to drink.
They're not- This joker from WA, there's no way he's a cop. And we are. And we've actually arrested people on behalf of the United States because of our good undercovers in Western Australia.
Amazing.
Cole, on the different areas of the police work, where did you start and what other kind of interesting ones have you done? Because TRG, I know a mate lives down the street, he's in the TRG, and that sounds to me like, wow, that's
full on.
Yeah, and look, that's why I'm wearing this jacket, because I'm actually massive like Damien.
You are. You're 90% abs.
Yeah, correct. Now, look, I was actually a Victorian police officer, so I was a West Australian originally, but I moved back before school finished, so I became a Victorian officer. But I went to a place called the Australian Crime Commission for about 15 years. So I had the best opportunity. I got to fly around the world. I got to work with partner agencies all around the world. I got to work with or arrest lots of organised criminals, drug traffickers.
Right.
So I've had a wonderful career, magnificent career, but I learnt as a leader, it's not about you. You've got to actually build capacity in really good people and have great police officers. And one thing in WA which we pride ourselves on is our ability to work with our community and have their trust and respect, because solving crime is done more by the community than the police, meaning that they come to us and they say, this is how we can help you.
Yeah, I've helped the police out before.
So the help from community is everything. And that's probably the best thing I've learnt in my entire career is keep the community on side and you actually will be a good police force.
Yeah, big
Talking
deal.
about good police officers, Damien, why did you become a cop? What was your calling? Is it like when, someone hears God?
Yeah.
It's a tough question. I think it defaults to everyone's answer where you just want to be part of the community, a positive effect, make a difference, that kind of stuff. Be around people.
Yep.
You've got different sceneries, different avenues of career. The world's your oyster. You've got so many options. And yeah, I enjoy it. I've never changed job. And it's something that you can
Police
start.
for life.
What age did you start?
I started at the age of 25, so I already had...
So you knew early on.
Yeah.
But that's the amazing thing
lots
about...
of people switching careers into the police force, aren't there?
Yeah, well, look, I started in my teens, but certainly today, what used to be a 40-year career is probably a 10 to 15-year career now. A lot of people swapping, coming in and out. We're getting a lot of mature age.
TikTok.
Yeah. But I think both of those things are good. It's good to have 18-year-olds, but it's also good to have 30-year-olds come in because it's quite a good mix.
Yeah,
and there's quite a distinct career path, right? So you start off frontline policing, you can end up Commissioner of Police, and then the Governor, as it turns out. Is that where your next move might be, Cole?
I'm the Stephen Bradbury of policing because all of my bosses either got another job or got the sack or, something really bad happened to them.
I love it.
Yeah, but I think the last one is the best. He became the governor, so I'm now the commissioner. But I think that does speak to the opportunities in policing. But I do say this to every cop I speak to. No one tells a war story about a meeting you went to as a commissioner. All your war stories about your first 5 years on the street, going into houses, talking to people. So don't forget the best time of your life, and that is when you're on the front line.
I know, a lot of people who have moved out of the force in recent times, their stories are still fantastic, and this probably goes to you, Damo. When you're starting off in the police force, and Cole, you might be able to jump in on this, you're not doing it for the money. So is there a chance with the state government respecting the position that you have to be able to make sure you're getting paid at a level where people go, apart from the fact that I am passionate about the job, but I'm getting the right pay
I can still pay the mortgage,
So I'll ask you, Damo, first. That's a hard one.
Yeah, look, it's not something I have control of. Obviously, everyone wants more money.
That's why he's applying to become a Casanova.
I'm here week to week. I might as well be. You don't join this job for the money. You join it for your inner passion and desires and
making a real difference.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you don't get the same fulfillment that you'll get from many other jobs, and it's something that you can really grow and move forward, not only in the career but as a person and who you are, and see what happens in the real world out there.
I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn here, but I hear that someone in the room's up for a promotion next week. Cole?
I think
it's none of us.
No, there's only one person that may be looking for a sergeant position, which we actually just had a quick chat before we came on about the importance of a sergeant role in the police.
Tell us.
And again, it becomes all about being a good leader, because when I leave the police force at the end of my career, every police officer that's left should be far better than I ever was. That's how you build capacity in a good police force. Because I look now at these young coppers, God, they're good. They're fantastic. They're professional. They're tolerant. None of the things I was as a young police officer.
And also a wave of friendliness as well. I feel like, they really are being very, of late, very personable and approachable, which is what you need for your police, because in your most dire times, that's when you need them.
Yeah.
It is, and that goes to the question about, money and police officers. We want to keep them in the job, and you have to keep them in the job from a good wage. But I say the point of difference for police, and I can answer that question that Damien probably didn't want to, is that when you are in your worst day and you do make that phone call at 3 a.m, there's generally one cohort and one cohort only that's out there, and that is the police.
That's true.
That's right.
So we've got to keep people attracted to this job by paying them an amount that makes them want to be working at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning 100%. When no one else wants to work.
100%.
And seeing the worst of humanity as well is the other thing. The stuff that our police officers have to deal with, they deal with it because we don't want to.
Correct.
It's extraordinary.
Before we let you go, Damien, everyone wants to know how much can you bench? Like, do you have a number, or is it just you just lift things?
All of it plus more.
I reckon he could bench you, Sean.
Oh, easy, for sure.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do a video of that.
And the Careers Expo is this Saturday, so 10 till 2 at the WO Police Academy in Joondalup, where people can go and check out everything that's on offer, basically.
Everything's going to be there. So 10 a.m, even if you've just watched the police show and you thought that's a little bit interesting, come down, have a look, talk to massive gun people like Damien and others.
Just even come and look at them.
You'll see the helicopter, drones in the box. You'll see canine unit, the dogs. You'll
After Seas bazooka.
a dog robot. There is everything. And there's something for everyone. Come down, please, just have a look, and we might slip a application in front of your face. And
No.
And by the end of it, you don't realise you're in the academy. I love the plan.
That's actually day one. Day one is Saturday.
Check it all out. letsjoinforces.wa.gov.au. Commissioner, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Damien, thank you so much as well.
Our resident police officer now here at Nova.
Good luck with the promotion. It's looking good.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We had a conversation earlier this morning, Shaun, about who out of us would most likely to have been in a threesome. And that came up.
Yeah. I said,
why didn't you call me in?
I said I don't know whether you would have or not. I said because I know that you're sick. But
you'd like everyone to believe
I think that might be a little bit vanilla for you. I think Harry definitely has.
That's a cheap shot.
That is Harry.
Well, am I wrong? Anyway,
you're wrong.
I think Harry would have. I said I don't think I could be in one because I'm frightened I'd be left on the outs.
Yeah. I said don't want to be third wheeling in your own threesome.
And then if I'm on the outs as well, I don't think I've got the confidence to get in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so if other people be like, "Oh, excuse me, can I?"
Yeah, you're like just tapping them politely on the shoulder.
And you take any danger?
You take one and go, "Oh, can I?" And they say no. You go, "Oh, hang on, I'll tap the other one."
Oh, okay, no worries. Do you guys want some water?
I would say that they're common practice.
What? What are common practice? For who?
Well, for many people.
There would be for like many threes.
There's a few people in the room who won't look us in the eye.
Oh, Sam would have done it. Hands down.
Yeah.
Just met Nick this week. I'm pretty sure Nick has. Amy's like, only 3?
Oh, Ellie has entered the chat.
Oh, here we go. She was busting at the door. I've never seen her so eagerly.
I'm gagging to talk about it.
She was.
Ellie, any comment?
No.
No.
Oh, that says it all.
I don't think Ellie would even entertain the idea.
The only time I'd like to get involved with another couple is to referee their fights, their arguments.
Oh, yeah, because that's a bit of fun.
Because I'd like to know who's right, who's wrong. Like, let's get into it, you know?
Jesus, you should spend more time at my house. It'd be on.
You'd never win. You'd never get on top.
You're never on my side.
Well, that's a reflection on you, isn't it?
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We're thrilled to have our very best friend,
I cannot believe
Donna
that.
Hay, joining us. She's pumped out another cookbook, and it's called Even More Basics to Brilliance.
Amazing.
She is appearing to us on Zoom right now from her test kitchen, which looks like a Instagram post.
Yes,
Yeah,
beautiful.
100%.
Donna, good morning.
Hi, Donna.
Hi.
Look at you.
We made you open your fridge for us. It was quite impressive. Do you want to tell everyone what's in your fridge?
Lots of essential cooking items, isn't there?
Yes, 4 dozen eggs and 3 bottles of champagne.
And I'm pretty sure in the crisper there's probably some batteries or something.
So what's the reason why the fridge has only got 2 staples in there, Donna? Alcohol and eggs?
Because this is my filming kitchen and I have a test kitchen that actually does all the hard work. So I have a Zoom class tomorrow night and there will be actual ingredients in there, I promise, not just champagne
Can I
and
just
eggs.
say I love...
But it's a good start.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, solid.
I just love that you can
That's
say
breakfast.
a sentence of, this is my filming kitchen.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? Donna, we're so proud of you. This new book that you've put out is unbelievable.
And I love this concept because what you
So
do is you
good.
give people the basic recipe and then, 3 or 4 or 5 variations that they can do on that, which is awesome.
You. Oh, she can't hear.
She can't hear us.
Oh, you're in and out. Sorry.
Nat
That's so funny.
Nat just offered a great question
And
about...
Donna
because
just
we-
pointed at her ear.
Yeah. Can you hear us now?
Sorry.
Can you hear us?
I can. I
Okay.
can. It's just a...
Okay, I was just talking
You know
about
what? Why don't we sort out the technical
Okay,
issues?
sure.
And then
And we'll
we'll
come
come
back.
No,
back.
I can. What was your question? I promise I'll
you're
answer
ignoring
it. Was
Natalie.
it controversial?
Yeah.
yes.
I get it.
No, I was just talking
Such a good ploy.
about the premise that you've got of the book, which is that you give a basic recipe and then the 4 or 5 variations on it so you can fancy it up and everybody thinks you're a genius, right?
That's right. So I know you're a good cook, Nat, and I know you did master some of the earlier book because
Yes, I
I
did.
remember seeing it. But then you can swing it around into something brand new. And Nathan is just looking, going, yeah, lost on me.
No, excuse me. I'm about to bring up a really good point for your book.
Okay, go.
That is you have added QR codes in there, which is amazing. So you go to the QR code, you pull out your phone, and then you pull it up on the camera.
Yep.
You hit that link, and then it takes you a video to make some amazing things like the crispy chili chicken burger, mac and cheese, which I've never made mac and cheese from scratch, Donna, ever. I've always just got.
I've made Donna's mac and cheese
the
before,
tin
and it's
stuff.
good.
Okay, there's so much about this that I didn't know mac and cheese came in a tin, and thank you for enlightening me.
yeah, well, the packet, and then you got the tin cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So mac and cheese from scratch is really easy, and it's really, really delicious. And it's got a big sourdough crunchy topping on it. I think I'll win you over with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you another one will win everybody over is your short ribs and bao buns, which to me are I love bao buns.
Is there time in life to make your own bao buns, or is that something that we buy?
We definitely buy those frozen, and we just steam them. There's no.
Life's too
right.
short to make bao buns. Like life's too short to make pasta, as you've told us before. Yep.
To make what? Why am I
Pasta.
only not getting pasta? Oh, don't. I actually crumbled and put a pasta recipe in the book.
I know, you play.
Because so many people were asking for it, and yet I've always been a don't make pasta from scratch girl. You know that from me. But I did make a pasta with lots of egg yolks in it, so it's really silky, and I was absolutely won over.
Is that because you had 4
outvoted on
dozen
my
eggs
own
in the
book.
fridge?
And she was drunk on
Just
champagne.
So I said, okay, we can have pasta.
Donna, Nathan was looking at the section where there's a lot of bean dishes in, and our producer Amy, she's banged out her own homemade baked beans, and we said, and Nat said the thing, life is too short to make your own beans and baked beans and stuff, but you've done that kind of in a dish here, bit of a Spanish flavour.
Ugh, beans, yuck.
Tell me what you really think.
I went through the beans section, I said, come on, Donna, please, come on, mate. That's when the
Yeah,
champagne
but they're
was really
not
kicking in.
like baked beans in a can. They're with really lovely smoky chilies. And it's the one thing, when I ask you to cook a recipe, it's going to be worth it. So this is one of those recipes where you put in a bit of effort and the beans are actually really well flavoured and really delicious.
Yum.
Donna, have you
look at that blank face?
in your test kitchen, have you tried something that you remember as being one of the worst things, worst attempts? An idea that you've gone, okay, this could work, and then it really didn't.
And it was awful.
Are there many failures coming out of the test kitchen?
There's so many. I can't even... Let me try and think of a recent one. You try and put them straight out of your memory, like not bank them in and move on. But sometimes I think flavour combinations are going to be groundbreaking. Because coriander, no, it doesn't go with everything. I'm here to tell you.
What about dill? Nathan loves dill.
I love dill.
Does that go with everything?
Love dill.
Well, I love dill too, but it's so polarising. There is lots of dill.
Dill polarising? It's just like a nice little oniony
For
flavour.
the same reason that I think coriander's polarising. The super tasters, it's too strong. Yeah.
Dill.
Maybe.
Come on, if you're living in this world and you can't
It's so
handle dill,
fresh
what's the point?
Yeah.
Nathan discovered how to make caramelised onions because he was confused.
I thought I was caramelising them, but I wasn't just cooking them in the pan with nothing. And then I thought, why don't mine taste the same as everyone else's? And then I've learned that you need like balsamic vinegar and maybe some sugar in there. Is that right?
Maybe, but good on you for having a go.
Thanks. Yeah, it wasn't good. But then I saw the recipe for caramelised onion soup.
That looks amazing.
Oh my
Don,
God!
actually.
Where
I love a
was
soup.
I? I think I was in. I think, strangely enough, I think I was in Hong Kong or Singapore where I had the most amazing French onion soup, and
that makes sense.
And I've been obsessed ever since. Is this going to remind me of a French onion soup?
It is, and you know what else? I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you because if you stand over caramelised onions, it does take 45 minutes of your life.
Yeah.
Which is maybe too long for a busy person like you. So the trick is to start like cooking them a little bit, then you throw in some water and put on a lid, and it kind of it kind of steams them down, so you cut the cooking time in half.
So you put
Because I know you're a busy guy.
I'm so busy. There's some Netflix to watch.
Apart from balsamic, what other stuff can you put in there to caramelise onions? Is balsamic...
Well, you can add a
Fairy
herb.
floss, maybe?
No,
sugar.
Yes. Instead of sugar, fairy floss. You do you. Absolutely.
Well, we just had the Royal Show, Donna. There's bags around people's houses, so...
Oh, God. It never gets old, fairy floss. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so... Just put in any vinegar you've got because you need a little bit of sharpness. And then a herb is always good. But you can do anything. Oregano, rosemary, thyme, whatever you've got. But you can also do them plain if you don't have a herb. But just make sure you cook them down so you get rid of that kind of sharpness, so they're really nice and sweet. But putting the water in and the lid on saves like 20 minutes cooking time.
Brilliant. We're all after that. Donna, I want to ask you about what's happening at home in particular. I know you've got a couple of boys, and I was thinking about mine recently. I've told a few stories about going through licences at the moment. A couple of L-platers in my household, which is a bit of a freak show. Are you at that age yet?
Oh, my God. Is that not the scariest thing you've ever done in your life?
Yes.
And I'm just not good at it.
Yeah, but your kids have limo drivers, so they don't really need it.
They can get their hours up with their limo driver.
It's really hard to reverse park in a limo. Feel for them.
And also, where do you put the P plate on the helicopter? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to blow off. I don't know. I haven't even thought about that yet. I just think it's just like my boys want me to take them after I've been at work all day and then I've made dinner and then they go, hey, like it's going to be a really fun thing to do. Hey, want to go for a drive? And it's like, hey, no. Like, God, no.
I like living.
So how do you get through it? Because my wife, she just refuses to most of the time, so I have to go along with her, right? Because she'll be screaming and just teeing off on them. So how do you do it?
I took them for a little while and we fought so badly because they wouldn't listen that I actually paid for a few lessons. Then I jumped back in with them because I just couldn't. It was just not for me. We were just going to have the worst stuff.
It's really an expert field. That's why there are instructors.
Yeah.
You know, why they think parents can just magically do it.
And they're at an age where they don't want to listen to me at all.
They haven't listened to you so far. Why would they start now?
Exactly. Just because they're behind the wheel of Mum's car. No, still not listening.
What happens with getting a car, though? Because everyone came into their first car in a different way. And straight away, if I was the kids of Donna Hay, I would be...
Straight down the Range Rover dealership?
Straight away. But, are you going to, what's the plans? What's the plans?
Like, if they can't afford their own car, they're still on the bus. That's how we roll in my house.
Oh,
you can make it.
Really?
No way.
Really?
I am not a buy your own car.
What
about this, Donna?
halves kind of?
Yeah, because that's what happens in our household.
So dollar for dollar, match dollar for dollar.
And we hope that...
Dollar for dollar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I haven't considered it, but I would. One of them is quite the saver. The other one is just the big spender. But I guess I would consider it. But I'm not just going to hand them stuff because I think that's just silly.
Yeah,
you read this because you are Australia's basically Mick Jagger, comparable with wealth.
That's who you went to was Mick Jagger.
Well, I read about him the other day, and he's not handing any of his kids the money either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He said, no, I made this myself. I had a great life making it. It shouldn't all fall to you. And it's probably the same. I mean, he's only got probably half of what Donna has. But Donna, is that the same for you?
Yeah, look, I let them count it with me, but I say...
And she can't get no satisfaction either.
Do you have a Scrooge McDuck room where you just dive into it and swim?
Oh, God. No, they don't even get pocket money. No, actually, I lie. One of them gets pocket money. No, I think it's a really good life lesson. I try to make them cook as well, but they've kind of, gone against that idea now. They can cook, but I think there's serious values that you have to, go through yourself to have the value of life.
Yeah,
no doubt. You can't be given things. What kind of person do you become when you get employed?
Right. And I want them to buy a $2,000 stinker and drive it into your Rose Bay place. Imagine how many people will call the police. Oh, my God, there's a car under $80,000 in the area.
I know, that would be tragic. I want them to have one of those really old, boxy kind of, Volvo station wagons. Or a big old Saab or something.
I love that.
That's like a tank that they can't even, if they put their foot down, it's not really going to go
That doesn't
anywhere
even have
anyway.
power steering.
There's been a couple of parents.
And wind down windows, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Kids
You
don't even
get
know
that
what you're talking
anymore.
about. Kids, back in the day, you used to have to get a handle, and you would wind. I don't even know if they know what winding is.
Yes.
The kids wind these days, and you have to like turn it in a circular motion,
And then the window goes
came down, and
down.
you had to do the opposite way for it to go back up. Now there's just a button. Unbelievable.
Yeah. It kept you fit as well.
And remember, no, Donna, you know what you want them to buy? You want them to buy a car that's so old it comes with an ashtray. Wasn't that so funny? That every car came with an ashtray.
Yep.
They just assumed you smoke.
Yes.
A car like that or
And
that
do you
old these
remember-
days would be vintage.
Yeah.
Couldn't you used to like plug in like an esky into the cigarette lighter?
Yeah, could.
Wasn't that
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
As
hair
my boys,
straighteners
they should
that
have
you
a
can
full
stick in.
picnic.
Yes, exactly.
Is that not even insane to think about?
Yeah.
And none of us really noticed when the ashtrays were taken out.
No.
I remember one of the most exciting thing about getting my first car was, and this was the big thing at school, was having your ashtray that you could put your change in.
Yeah, of course.
It was such an amazing
Yeah.
feeling.
Well, I'm so old, you used to have to pay the toll with the change from your ashtray.
Oh, bless. We don't have tolls.
we don't
We don't
have
have
tolls,
tolls. We don't know what you're talking
Is that
about.
amazing?
We don't have tolls.
And also, if we were to have tolls, we'd be too young to remember that. So,
I'll
anyway.
take it. I get it.
Donna Hayes' book is called Even More Basics to Brilliance. It's out just in time for Christmas, Donna. Noted.
sure.
Noted. In all good
Noted
bookshops.
Christmas present.
Yes. Thank you.
Love you.
We're coming to Sydney soon, actually, Donna.
Yes, we
We'll
are.
see you soon.
Are you when?
Hey, Donna, guess
Next
what?
week.
We got nominated for a radio award after 20 years. Can you believe it?
Right, and you've been number one for how long? And you've only just got the
Yes.
nomination.
Yes, this is the first
Wow,
time
that
ever.
seems really fair.
No, I can see their point.
Probably right, though.
Terrible.
I can see their point. It's all right.
When are you coming to town? I'll make food. We can sit here.
Next week. Is it next week?
Next week, yeah.
Next week.
Don't you make up some excuse that you're busy.
I'm washing Natalie's hair and Sean's helping me. See ya.
Sean's on the straight now.
We love you, Donna.
Like it doesn't look good.
Ew, we got to go to Rose Bay.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.